you ever feel tired of yourself? It's not because you don't have a dream. It's not because you lack motivation. It's because you always know what you need to do, but you don't do it. You plan to finish writing your plan for today, but instead you clear the table, make a cup of coffee, and sit and watch the clock tick by. You're ready to get up to work out, but suddenly you remember, I have to check this. You're about to make an important phone call, but then you tell yourself, let's wait until tomorrow when I feel more confident. Days pass, opportunities pass, and the worst part is you have no one to blame, only yourself. You get frustrated, you get angry. You ask yourself, why am I like this? I really want to change. This is not laziness, this is paralysis. It's when your mind is held back by invisible fears. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of doing wrong, fear of not being perfect. And the longer you wait, the more deeply rooted that procrastination becomes, the harder it is to get out. But the interesting thing is, you don't need a grand plan to change. You don't need to wait until you're ready. What you need is just 5 seconds. That's right, just 5 seconds. There is a principle that saved a woman from the depths of crisis. From someone who couldn't get out of bed, couldn't do a simple task, she turned her life around with just one small action in the first 5 seconds. It sounds too simple to believe, but millions of people have applied it, and they have escaped that cycle of procrastination, paralysis, frustration, starting with exactly 5 seconds. You can be next. So what exactly is the 5-second rule? Why is it so effective? And how can you apply it today? Let's find out in the next part, where a true story will show you. Sometimes, changing your whole life doesn't start with a grand plan, but with a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. There was a woman who was like that, full of dreams but never started. Her name was Mel Robbins. Mel was not a bad person. She was a lawyer. She had a family. She had status. But then her life started to fall apart. Her career collapsed. Her business failed. She was in debt. She and her husband argued constantly. And worse, she couldn't get out of bed in the morning. Mel woke up to the sound of her alarm clock. But instead of jumping up, she lay there staring at the ceiling thinking, what am I supposed to do? How can I change? But I don't have the energy to start. Every day was a cycle, waking up anxious, avoiding reality, ending in disappointment, and she hated herself for it. Until one night, Mel happened to watch a TV show about a space rocket launch. She heard the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. That sentence was like a small ray of light. No grand plan, no grand goal, just a fleeting thought. What if I could count down like that and get myself out of bed tomorrow morning? And she tried. The next morning, the alarm went off. She didn't think much about it, didn't hesitate, just counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and got up. That moment was small, but it started a new journey. Mel started doing it again, little by little, taking action as soon as a positive thought came. No second thoughts, no negotiating with fear. She called it the 5-second rule, and it changed her life. The question is not, do you want to be successful? The question is, why do you know you need to take action, but you can't get started? Mel is not alone. Many people, perhaps even you, are in that situation. You know what you want: better health, further career advancement, a more meaningful life, but you keep putting it off day after day. Why? Because you're not lazy. You're afraid of failure, afraid of not doing well, afraid of being judged, afraid of doing something wrong, so you'd rather not do it. You're paralyzed by your own expectations. Our brains have a survival mechanism. They want to keep you in your comfort zone. When you're about to do something new, difficult, or potentially risky, even if it's just making a phone call, starting a conversation, or turning on your computer to work, your brain will warn you, danger, don't do it, and you retreat, procrastinate. Quietly convince yourself, let's do it tomorrow. Today is not the right time. The problem lies in the first moment, when you intend to act. If in the first 5 seconds you do not do anything, your brain will automatically extinguish it. That is why so many dreams die in the cradle, not because people do not have the ability, but because people do not act at the right time. Mel Robbins calls it the little nudge. And you can start using it today too, with a simple formula. Check mark. When you have the intention to act, don't think. Count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do it. Why does counting down work? Because it interrupts the negative chain reaction in the brain. It switches you from thinking mode to doing mode. It tricks the brain, leaving you no time to make excuses, no time to hesitate. For example, you want to wake up early. The alarm goes off. You think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up. No negotiation. You need to write a report. Open your laptop. Count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Type the first line. You want to exercise. Count 5 and 4's 3, 2, 1. Get up, get dressed, walk out the door. Just one small first action, and you will create momentum for everything that follows. Action creates momentum, not the other way around. There's a big misconception. I have to be motivated to get started. The truth is, no one is motivated all the time, not even successful people. What gets them going isn't inspiration. It's small, repetitive actions, especially on the days when they don't feel like doing anything. The 5-second rule doesn't replace willpower. It helps you get out of the initial slump to kickstart the process. The rest, habits, systems, self-discipline. Mel Robbins said, "You are never going to feel like it. That's the truth. But if you do it anyway, your life will change." Just like Newton's law, an object at rest will remain at rest until a force acts on it. That 5-second countdown moment is the first force. The journey after that is up to you to continue writing. You don't have to change your whole life all at once. It only takes one moment, one action, one choice. And sometimes your whole life can change just by saying yes. Getting out of bed, typing that first line, taking action, even if your heart is still afraid. Every time you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do what you know is right, you are taking back control from procrastination, fear, and old habits. So the biggest lesson here isn't how to get more motivated, but rather, don't wait for motivation. Create movement. You don't have to know for sure what's going to happen. You don't have to feel ready. You only need 5 seconds of courage to do the right thing, even if you're still afraid. Every successful person you know started out like you, dreaming, worrying, then choosing action. It's not because they weren't afraid. It's because they learned not to let fear drive them. You don't have to be perfect to start, but you have to start to get closer to greatness. So what will you do today? Don't just listen and forget. Write down one small thing you've been putting off and apply the 5-second rule. Count 5-4-3-2-1-. Do it now. One small action today could be the start of a whole new chapter in your life. Success doesn't come from motivation. It comes from the discipline you create every day. And sometimes, discipline starts with a simple countdown.